right.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Well, we have one amendment to our agenda. We have open sealed bids for the sheriff's pickup that they are taking sealed bids on.
I'll make a motion to amend the agenda with that added.
I'll second.
We have a first and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, the agenda is approved. Minutes from,
I read through them and they all look good, so I'll make that motion.
Second.
okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries, minutes are approved. We are gonna go down and we will open up sealed bids.
Okay, general public?
Oh, sorry about that.
Doesn't look like it.
Nope,
Okay.
thank you, Ben, Dave. I know, we got quite a handful of them.
Oh, wow.
We advertised for the last 2 weeks of the 2014 Dodge Ram pickup that, Chief Deputy Lampy drove, and, we ended up with 10 bids, so. Wow. We'll start opening them now.
Got a Christmas card?
Thank you. Thank you note to the sheriff's department.
Tell you what, you let Cory open them up and then we'll speed the process, and you can just read it. That way it'll speed the process up.
Oh, you don't need to open them up?
No,
we don't trust you with that.
I just want him to open them up, it just goes faster that way.
Well, I was gonna open them up and give them to him.
Oh, you can do it that way too. That's fine.
Nice legal in here.
Yeah.
Dean, you just don't like to speak to that, or what is the deal?
Awful big buddy.
I speak too much.
Okay, bid number one is from Alyssa Reekers in the amount of $10,500. Bid number two from Andrew Hawk, $7,000 even. Bid number three from Derek and Heather Martin from Barnum in the amount of $1,501.
$505, I thought you said.
Joseph Jacobson, his bid is in the amount of $9,755. Jeffrey Spencer from Clarion, bid $4,750. Joseph Daba from Island Lake, Illinois, bid $4,068. Emergency Remarketing, looks like a company, Brett Patty is the president, he bid $1,388.13.
Nice.
What was that again?
1388.13.
$1,388.13.
Okay, thank you.
Shiloh Mort from Webster City bid $5,506.25. Last one. I have a bid from Todd George in the amount of $5,100.
Last one.
And I have a bid from Ryan Zweifel from Humboldt in the amount of $8,000. So, yeah, the first one is Alyssa Reekers in the amount of $10,500. Looks like she was high. Doesn't have an address, it just has a phone number.
Okay.
Fort Dodge.
It's a 368 number, so I'm guessing she must be local,
Okay.
somewhat local anyway.
I thought Martin was $1 higher.
I didn't think so.
No,
He was 1,500.
1,500.
Yeah, $1,501.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
That's what I had.
okay.
Okay, now it's basically up to the board if they wanna accept this bid for the pickup.
Well, I mean, how do you say this? You make sure that the money's good.
The money will have to be deposited first before we give them the title.
Okay. If that all goes through, fine. If not, would you go to the second highest bid?
Probably.
Contact them,
Yep,
which would be, looks like Joe Jacobson.
yep,
So, is that fair just to cover everything?
yep.
Mhm.
You gotta have certified payment and then get the pickup with the lesser reefers. I would make the motion to accept that $10,500 bid, to Alyssa Reefers, and make sure that, obviously, the money's good, and if not, move to the second highest bid.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a first and a second to accept the bid. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Pickup is sold.
Great, I got more money to spend.
Yeah. They do that to pay some bills.
I don't know, that seems like a fair price.
It does, yep.
More than what I was expecting.
Yeah. All right, thank you.
Oh, yeah, one more thing.
Yeah.
Our animal control, we're gonna grab you right now
Oh,
for
yeah,
that.
yep.
We got discussion, possible action on animal control officer.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to talk to Ann, the person that I was thinking about, so.
Oh, okay.
I'll talk to her today.
All right, well, I visited with our insurance people about it,
Yes.
and they will cover it under a volunteer with a stipend.
Oh, okay.
That person will be considered a volunteer, and at each occasion, the stipend. We had someone in mind that could do it, and I visited with our insurance people downtown about it. And if you classify them as a volunteer, then they can be covered under our insurance policy in case of an issue, being they're gonna be driving a county vehicle.
Me for liability?
For liability.
Okay, liability. okay.
Because obviously they would get the stipend, a payment for doing it.
Payment
It's
for doing
not
it.
truly volunteer. They're just not
Yeah.
full-time.
They're not an employee.
They're not considered a county employee.
They're just a volunteer who gets compensation for their donation of time.
Is this just county, or is
This
this,
is just county,
this is just county, nothing to do with the
nothing to
city?
do with anyone else,
The only ones they go after is the ones that come from the LEC.
who are dispatched to go get them.
Yep.
Yeah.
They
Okay.
have to go through dispatch to get picked up. And the amount Dean was talking is like $50 per occurrence. No mileage, because they're driving our county vehicle.
The older pickup,
So, that's
We'll throw
basically,
some cages and stuff in the back.
just per instance.
yeah.
Yep.
So just for our discussion, should he go ahead and proceed and contact the person?
Absolutely.
Talk to them.
Yep.
Need somebody, 'cause
Yeah, I wish you had something now, but, yeah.
we're getting more and more calls all the time with
Good.
stray animals and stuff.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm sure.
so it's, yeah, it's something that comes to dispatch, they could
People
get
come
a
back
hold of
and
this
say,
person.
I don't really mind this dog anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's, they're saying it's gonna happen a lot,
Yeah.
I've noticed on the radio, Almost Homes down there is getting a lot of dogs in,
yeah.
Hmm.
so.
Yes, by all means,
All right,
proceed.
yep,
Hopefully we'll have something soon.
yeah.
No,
I got a letter
no,
right
he's
first.
just gonna visit with the person and,
Right, Bruce?
Sure, I didn't hear what you said.
Yes, we got that.
I got a letter to write first before I'll contact this person.
Okay. Can I read it?
Yeah, it'll be nice.
okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for your work and,
Yep, thank you.
all right. Let's drop down to Ben here. We have a set date and time for a public hearing for Humboldt County amendment for fiscal year 2021.
So we've got, some work that Blacktop Service has done. They did a couple of patching locations for us here last week, and they've done some crack filling for us already. I've got about $65,000 remaining in my asphalt repairs budget. Typically, Blacktop doesn't go up until September, October, so the money that I had set aside for them is actually in next fiscal year. And I don't have enough to carry the work that they've done so far this year. And I've also got blacktop, or, Fort Dodge Asphalt that moved in this morning to start their 9 miles of slurry leveling on, P63, which is States Avenue north of Highway 3, and the 4 miles of the Vernon School Road. They've got that, and I've got 4 spots in the north lane in Livermore that I'm gonna have them slurry level.
Oh, perfect, did you look at that?
Yes, sir.
Excellent.
Yep.
That, you think that'll do it?
I think that'll fix it.
Perfect, thank you. Did you talk to the city of Livermore?
I have not yet. I marked it out last Wednesday or Thursday when I was up there, while they were finishing milling up the hill, and drove into town, felt 4 depressions there in town, so.
Thank you.
That was where it was.
Yep, that, you got it, and you think that slurry leveling, is that, what company is that?
Fort Dodge Asphalt.
Fort Dodge Asphalt.
Yep, they're the ones that did everything east of town on C-20,
Mhm.
just moved that roadway out.
That should do it.
That should fix it.
Perfect, thank you.
So they moved in this morning to start that construction work. There's a chance I can carry it through the end of the year, but we've still got 6 weeks left in this fiscal year, and, if I start seeing invoices before that, I wouldn't have enough in that.
Where does the money come from from the budget amendment?
So the money, right now...
He just moved it from one account to the other in his office.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
basically just carrying it, bringing it in from reserve.
Okay, to have it, but then, so actually, it's, the way you're describing this, essentially, you'll have more money
I'll have
in the
more
next
money-
fiscal
I'll
year,
have
because
more money to do.
they kinda snuck up on you, which is good. Usually you're waiting, now they actually got here sooner.
Got it over.
So yeah, no, that is, when would,
So when do we have to set?
yeah, what's the timeframe?
It has to be advertised 10 days prior to, so we can get it in this Thursday's paper, and we have to do it, the day after Memorial Day,
June 1st?
June 1st.
I don't know.
That's a Tuesday, that's a
Will we even have, will we even have a meeting that week?
I
That's the
don't
last
know.
possible day that I can do it.
Yeah,
Is it a claims week?
No, it wouldn't be.
So I don't know that we'd have a meeting with that, screw you up.
Yeah, I
Yes.
wouldn't be able to do it.
What's that,
I wouldn't be able to do it.
as far as?
I wouldn't be able to do a budget amendment.
We gotta approve it.
No, but I mean, do you have to have it done then, or can it be,
It can't be any later than June 1st,
if you set it now?
if I set it now.
Okay.
Could we do say, with just 3 of us then?
Yeah.
We could, you know...
Oh, we have to have the 3 members here.
We could just...
We could have a quick
pop in,
meeting.
Have a quick meeting and
do
We
it
did-
Tuesday.
on...
It could be briefed by Zoom too.
Tuesday.
I mean, I don't expect any,
I plan on being around, as far as I know.
I don't know. I mean, that's a couple of weeks down the road.
I'm
honestly
planning on
don't know.
being
I'll be
in the
here.
area.
I'll be here. Or like Ben said, you can do it via Zoom, because if that's the only
Right.
thing. You just need it done, you don't want it, because you could wait a week from now and set the date, but then that's gonna be the following week, and that's
the
too...
It'd be too-
DOT won't allow a budget amendment
That
after
late.
June 1st.
Oh, okay, okay. That's got to be...
Just because of how long it takes to process with DOT
Oh, okay.
and the fiscal
Okay.
year ending the end of June.
That's, okay, that's a deadline for their timeframe, not...
Yeah, and like I said, if it didn't happen, I'd just be making phone calls to...
Tell them they gotta
Blacktop
wait
and
till
those guys.
July to get paid.
Don't-
Well, let's just do it that way, figure out via Zoom, if that's the only thing, if we don't have
We
it,
can do
then
that.
we could
June
get...
1st?
Yeah.
8:30.
8:35?
8:35, June, I'll make that motion, then, public hearing will be June 1st at 8:35.
Does it have to be before June 1st, or,
That's as soon as-
June 1st is the
The
last day.
deadline.
okay.
But that's as soon as we can do it with publication.
And with publication, yeah, so I'll...
Yeah, well, yeah.
Can we do it,
After Thursday.
we make it quicker than that?
So you can, I believe it's 10 days minimum. isn't it?
Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
day 10.
That is the 10th day.
Yep.
So we
Yeah,
can't do it,
through it,
Can't do it
yeah.
on Friday.
can't do it sooner than that. Well,
Unless we get it published faster, which we can't.
because the paper doesn't come out till Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah. Well, I'll figure June 1st, 8:35, if it's via Zoom or get together quick, but that'll, we'll take 2 minutes.
Okay, we have a first for June 1st at 8:35, and second from Sandy, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Okay, now we have the transferring of funds from the loss fund. to secondary roads.
Resolution transferring funds from secondary roads lost funds to secondary roads fund. Resolution 2021-12, I make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 2021-13, a resolution transferring funds from rural basic service funds to secondary road funds. Make that motion.
First.
Second.
Second from Eric. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, we got that money all moved around. Yeah, okay.
Lights on.
Keep the treasure.
Otherwise, we would just had you cover that check, or what?
Yeah,
Credit card, you just covered for a couple of days.
Your wife might have different ideas.
Right.
Okay, now we have adopt proclamation for May being Mental Health Month in Humboldt County, Iowa. I imagine Sandy, you probably know something about this.
Yes, I do. I got this from, Don from Rolling Hills, and, it was sent out from to all the different regions and everything, and, May is, Mental Health Month, so they're just making this proclamation so that we make mental health an awareness and put it in the forefront for everybody.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure we've done this every
I
year.
think we
Yep.
have.
Yep.
Yep, I think we have. I remember doing it last year. So I would make the motion to, adopt, May, proclamation for May as Mental Health Month.
I'll second that.
We have a second from Eric. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. May is a little late for Mental Health Month, but
But we're there.
half a month.
Yeah.
All right,
Got the animal control,
we got that taken care of. How about, discussing on the other items we have to work on? Do you have anything else, Trish? Okay, anybody else got anything else?
If you didn't know, we're keeping up with the governor and her talks. She has pulled the federal money for unemployment out.
Mm-hmm.
State of Iowa will no longer get that, so maybe our workforce will go back to work instead of sitting home drawing an extra $600 a month, or a week.
Wasn't that,
Sitting at home.
300.
June 15th?
It's 300 now. It was 600, now it's 300.
They get it all enacted June 15th?
June 12th, wasn't it?
Yeah.
This is
Well,
like-
coming up in June, but
First
yeah.
part of June.
Yeah.
They're tired of it,
Yeah.
nobody
Missouri,
can, yeah.
Mississippi, and Iowa are all
Yeah.
on June 12th.
That's gonna be a good deal.
And there's gonna be more. I think
Oh, there-
Montana's already did it, I think.
Yeah, I think
Montana, didn't
I
they?
think that's kinda one of the first ones that did it.
Yeah, and I think everybody's like, oh, well, hey, we can do this,
Yeah.
because we're having such a workforce shortage,
Yeah.
so.
And the federal government thinks it's great to create a bunch of give-me people.
Got enough already,
Yeah, we do.
and this is making it worse, has been making it worse.
Mhm.
I say if you don't wanna work, move to New York.
But there's so many places that have to close down in the middle of the day, because they don't have employees.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just patently ridiculous.
Look at the reminder, you see job, 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 job.
Mhm.
And I've had conversations with employers around here, and one of the larger ones says they only have 2 employees in their whole business that makes less than $20 an hour.
Yeah.
Everybody else,
And they're still looking for help.
and they can't get help,
Yep.
so,
I don't think people realize the pay scales
have jumped so much.
that, from, all of the manufacturing, and we've done such a,
Because you hear that in the press, oh, they're not paying enough, they're not paying enough.
Mhm.
No offense, Ken, it's not you. It's
right.
And our employers are paying good wages.
Right.
People just need to get out there and do the jobs.
Well, we need to get it out in the schools too, because when my kids were in school, they were pushed 4-year degree. You gotta have that 4-year degree, they didn't push the trades at all. And my husband retired as a welder and made good money.
Yeah.
So you can, in the trades, there's good money in the
Yeah, you can
trades.
start out
You've
making
got-
50,000 a year.
Oh, yeah.
Easily.
Easily.
You've gotta get it out
High
to
school,
the high school
Yeah.
kids.
High school education.
But
They have programs, more schools.
And they won't be in debt so far. You
No.
go in your school, you're in debt a lot anymore, and you can go to a trade school for a
There's-
portion of that money.
There's some in different areas around the state that they'll work with kids in high school, and they'll actually pay for their education.
Yeah,
And obviously, they're gonna go to work for that company.
Right.
Yeah,
whichever
you
company.
gotta commit a couple of years to them.
So they have no debt and a guaranteed job and a good paying job.
Yeah.
Iowa Workforce has an apprenticeship program for kids
Mhm.
in high school and even college, you know, like the trades
Yes,
programs.
so there's opportunities
Oh, there's
out
a
there.
lot of them out there.
But the bottom line of it is, they have to want to go and work.
They have to get up in the morning and go to work.
It is, I won't mention the name of this restaurant, but it's in Fort Dodge. I've never been to a restaurant till this week that they have 50% capacity, has nothing to do with COVID. They are two-thirds or better short of the workforce.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They have and I said, I'm shocked.
Well,
It's like
Oklahoma-
doing here in town. They, you know, how come it takes so long to get service? We don't have the employees.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
No,
Oklahoma-
I've never, I mean, that was a real
Yeah.
blatant,
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, you seriously? And they said, no, we are two-thirds short of our normal workforce.
Mhm.
On the Facebook for Okoboji, they already have it on there, please be patient. We don't have the
That is
people to
insane.
Mhm.
take care of the people coming in.
State unemployment was what, $500-600 a month, and then add the other $300
Oh, yeah.
from federal, I mean, you're making almost $50,000 now.
Not working.
Not working.
Set it all.
Not right.
Then after the governor announced
And then you get another
Oh, no, they will.
check
We're
here.
insane,
That's right, they're already coming
people
out.
take that money, it's like,
What's that one for?
Federal stimulus.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, Rick, and speaking of that, the gal that was working said they gained a few people back, and then just as a stimulus thing that Rick was mentioning, came out, 6 of them quit.
Yeah, 'cause, oh, I just got $1,400, I'll quit.
And they were short still, but they were, oh, good.
So
we're
it
getting
really
a few
doesn't
people back.
stimulate the economy.
So they quit, and they are just, I've never seen anything like it. I got a question, from last week, we have our redistricting board. Do we have it in place?
Yes.
Did
I think we do, we have enough members now.
Mhm.
And the people we were gonna check with were agreeable?
Yep.
And so that is in place as far as this upcoming, I guess it's redistricting because of the census?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, should we do committee reports?
I'm gonna attempt my,
Uh-oh.
well, this is from the mobile food pantry. Diane sent me the numbers for Wednesday, it was Wednesday afternoon. They had food for 120. Families served were 111. They had 9 doubles, 231 individuals. They had 22 volunteers and also 13 veterans. So she wanted to make sure everybody knew the next mobile food pantry is July 14th, the same time, same place, and we appreciate the fairgrounds. Dean had part of the building for the radio on one side, and we were distributing food on the other side, so it all worked well. So that was all I had for the week.
Oh, I didn't put it on my calendar, but I did participate in a NACO call, and I can't remember what day it was last week. But they were talking about, I think it was Wednesday, yeah, it was Wednesday. Different things how that money is gonna be for the county. And, one of the things they brought up would be a good use that, 'cause there's certain criteria, they still don't have all the criteria out for what you can use the money for. But they said that there's a lot of older courthouses, and that they need help with, air and everything like that, so, it might be a good time to be thinking about your ventilation and things like that, to, possibly use that money for, but they do not have good guidelines out, and they're saying they were gonna have another one on Thursday, and I couldn't do that one, because we were going down to Michael's that day, but, there isn't any good guidelines yet as far as, but it's, 'cause you have to be careful what you're using the money for, because you can't use that money for anything that's already been, that the money has already, they've got, other people have got money for, so you have to be very careful that you're not double using that money. Now, they did say that you can use the money for, funding, as long as it's not a federal one, grant. So I don't know if this grant that Todd's working on, if that's a federal grant or if that's a state.
Federal, I believe.
Is it federal?
I think it is.
Okay, so we can't use that money for our match. But they said if there's any other, grants out there that are not federal, you can use that money for matching,
No.
you know, for the matching.
Oh, I mean, like, you can use like state money for a matching federal money. Gotcha.
And who, this was NACO?
Yeah, NACO's put it on. I don't know if there's gonna be another one. The problem with these are, they send you the email, and sometimes it's the day before,
Right.
you know.
It is. I've
And,
seen those, and
yeah.
thanks for looking into that, but, so what are they, this is federal grant, then?
This,
NACO is working with them? and-
With them.
But it's for
Yeah,
very
different.
specific projects,
Mhm,
of course.
yeah, yeah. And the treasury portal has opened up, I don't know, have we got all of our stuff together, the SAMs, and
We're working on that.
you're still working on that? Okay,
I've
but
got-
there's,
I've got a Sam's number and a Dunn's number already.
okay,
I don't know if that's under Humboldt County or Humboldt County Secondary Roads. I need to see which way the
Which
account
way it
was
is.
created. It was for FEMA here the last 2 years, so.
but, yeah, so it's through the treasury portal.
Yeah.
And there's, do you get the NACO emails? Okay, I just wanted to make sure, because there's several portals and several links that they've, you know, to help you get through that process and everything, but,
The SAM's number is kinda hard to get.
and that's what they were saying, the SAM's is the hardest one. But they also said that you can get a hold of NACO and they will help you.
Mhm.
There's a lot of people out there, and ISAC will too. Because ISAC has had a couple meetings on that too, and ISAC said they would help also.
What's this Sam's thing exactly?
Well,
don't have to explain it. But what it-
Federal
what is our
number,
number?
it's a number.
I despise acronyms.
I know it, and
Well, nobody knows.
It's a government website that we had to sign up for FEMA reimbursement.
right.
To
And
receive
it's
the
the way
money.
you have to get money.
The number you use, so they can track where their money goes, so when they look up that number, it's
Mhm.
Yeah.
Humboldt County, I suppose.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like our account number, I suppose.
Like Dunn's is Dunn and Bradstreet.
Dun and Bradstreet, yep. And that's again another number that they can track you through and everything, and you have to have that, but yeah, there's, every day it seems like they're talking about something that's new is coming out, that what you can use it for.
Well, yeah, they dumped all this money out there, and they don't know where the heck they're gonna spend it, but they thought for sure we needed it.
Yeah,
But like Sandy said, they have really specific guidelines, and
right,
some of the stuff we've already found is you're gonna, you know, come up with some money of your own, and it's a grant thing, and they,
mhm,
you would think the government would have better things to work on right now than giving away money.
System of Award Management.
System of award management.
there you go,
That's what
yeah.
I'm
It's a digital tracker, basically,
Yeah.
that keeps track of how much money you've spent and how much you've been reimbursed.
Because you have to update it all, you know.
Basically, it's our
And
account number.
you get half the money now, and then you have to have all the, and then you have to have it spent by 2024, and I think, and then you get the other half 2024.
I haven't looked at the
That's what it is.
regulations, because like you said, they're constantly trying to
They are,
change.
they're changing, so you
what
hear one
can
thing, you
spend it
get,
on.
yeah.
I thought it was 2023, but
We're not even entirely sure then if there's anything applicable for what we could or would or should do.
No.
We just know there's a number. that
Right.
A number.
We'll be able to spend as soon as they give us the guidelines as to what we...
If we can ever figure out the guidelines.
But it might not, with our older, if there's something we can do, like where we can use it with the ventilation or something like
That's
that,
interesting,
might
because
not.
the superintendent tried to get that for the school's ventilation, they said no.
No, they brought that up as a big thing, and they were,
Unless he was trying for some other grant money.
yeah, he might have.
Yeah.
But that's what they're recommending, this, is to update your courthouses. and to get the better ventilation and more room and stuff like that.
Was it a grant? Because as we said, like I said, on grants, we find out sometimes you have to put some of your own
No,
money.
this is you just,
They will
you
pay
get
for
this
it.
money, you get all this money, what is it? I mean, oh, and there is a place on the portal too where you can click to see how much you can actually, every county's gonna get.
Ours was 1.8, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's
Because at one time they, they were guessing, and now whatever the estimator is, it's the actual, whatever it is, it's the
That
actual.
1.8 might have been a guess, 'cause that was from quite a while ago. I don't know.
But anyway, that's updated so that it's actual, so we know what we actually have to work with.
So if you can meet, if they ever can tell you that the site guidelines, if you can meet those, this is paid for, that,
Right.
they will give you money, they
There's
will
al-
give you the money.
Right, there's also, on the website, there's also a place where you can put in what you wanna use it for, and you can get pre-approval to make sure you're right, or that you can use it for that.
That'd be nice to know.
So, I think that would be very wise for whatever we're gonna do.
Yeah, because if you happen to do a project, spend the money, and then don't get reimbursed, that could be really hard to
Oh, yeah,
budget.
then you're stuck, I mean, you have to come up with the money then out of your own budget.
Mhm.
So I think we need to get pre-approval on whatever we do.
If there's something we can get pre-approval on, and it's applicable, that would be fine.
Well, I think that's part of the reason when we looked at the air conditioner in there, they were gonna check all the air conditioners and see what, how old the age was on some, I mean, what did we count, 20-something
28,
of those units? At $5,000 a pop is a pretty good
chunk of money.
chunk of money. So if that were something we could use, we should try to filter or figure out which one of them or that group is the oldest and,
Mhm.
And if that would go toward, I would think that would go towards ventilation.
Yeah, I think air conditioning is considered ventilation.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Thought.
Yeah. That's all I got.
We don't have any more time.
yeah, we're running out of time.
Do we wanna go,
We'll go into drainage? Okay.
motion to go into drainage?
Second.
Okay, we have first and second going into drainage, all in favor?
Aye.
We are in drainage.
This probably ain't gonna take very
Frank
long.
came
one.
in and we'll discuss about this compaction issue.
That's a big cup.
I know.
Did you lock yourself in?
Yeah. Do with anything with ventilation, if you can't open the door, you can't get
Somebody
ventilation.
unlock the door. You thought you did, you probably locked it, it was probably unlocked.
Uh-huh. I was gonna say,
Didn't want nobody in.
didn't push the button. Did you look through this?
No, I didn't.
That is really a corn belt.
Oh, okay.
Used a bunch, looks like a bunch of
Yeah, Eric, I was
kids,
down in the Amana colonies a week
kids,
ago.
drawing.
Oh, yeah.
And they had their restaurants at 30% capacity, and they still couldn't keep up because they had no help.
That's the same thing I'm going through this
And
time.
they said, we can't get people to come to work.
This baffled me.
And the lines were an hour wait at 2, 3 in the afternoon, and still was an hour wait.
We happened to, I won't go into details, we're there early, and by 4:45, we were sitting close enough when people came in, they said it would be bare minimum 20-minute wait, and there was hardly anybody in there.
Mhm.
This was before 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
And I thought, this is ridiculous. This is a place where it's usually, that would be early, you know, and be, oh, get in right, it's just following up these businesses to no end.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning, Ken. What do you have for us today?
Well, we have, we need an approval for a soil compaction damage. We don't actually have any standing crop at this point in DD 7 sub 2, but they are looking at, payment for soil compaction, 2/3 payment for this year and 1/3 payment for next year. And they do have, at the bottom of the first page, it will show total amount of $713.13 per acre for corn, and soybean is $528.27 per acre.
So this year it'd be 2/3 of the 713, and then next
Right,
year it'd be...
but Colin had just given us one complete total, so he's doing a partial for 2021 and a partial for 2022. The future yield loss on the copy that I'd given everyone is, yeah, it's computed as 2/3 this year, 1/3 next year. So it would be a total payment of $16,25.16 for Jensen's and $86.58 for Humboldt.
What was that number? The last one you said?
The last one is $86.58, and that'll be for the Hunter Mark land, and the Jensen land is $16.25.16.
So those are totals, and as stated, 2/3
Right.
this year, 1/3 next
Next
year
year.
of that total.
Right.
And this is something we typically do when we do...
I know that they used to, like, no crop damage this year, but it's,
You get,
But it will affect
you get
them
some
planning.
yield reduction.
oh yeah, this is, and that makes sense, and it's basically, obviously, it's just over a 2-year period,
Right.
these payments. And these, they are paid out of the district funds for this.
Yeah.
Well, I think Colin did a nice job of putting this together and explaining it, and it seems to make perfectly good sense. It seems fair, and it's not a very big area, of course. I would, if we need to vote to approve it, I would make a motion that, this is just fine as printed.
I'll second.
Any more discussion on the topic?
The only thing I'll say, it just states in this, information that landowners, I guess, can dispute it if they want to, but
Yeah.
really, the way it's figured and the numbers used seems quite fair for the compaction issue.
And I do know this, this project probably looks really good because it was so dry when they did it.
It is, yeah, they didn't get stuck doing
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Mhm.
So, that's why I say it looks good, and I think that it'll work.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
That's all I have for drainage, and I will leave you with the
Is that-
claims that need,
That hearing is coming up, what, next
June 7th.
June 7th?
June 7th is that one. That'll be the completion
Right.
and the reclassification, I think, at the same
Correct.
time.
Yep, we got it together.
Then that one will be all wrapped up then. Okay.
Well, before we get to that point again, we need to figure out what we're gonna do with the, putting a contract together for
Marking
engineers
locations.
and contractors and doing our locates and failing to do our locates and
Mhm.
Yep, I
turning them
agree.
in so that we're ready when someone does bring a petition in for
Another project.
another project, that we can say, this is how it's gonna be, and it's not budgeable. That's my opinion.
Either have a set cost per connection or a percentage of the project or something so that they know up front that, hey, you don't do your job, this is what it's gonna cost you.
I agree.
When you get to that, I think you just clearly state that, write it, and like I said, the contract, and it's engineer and the contractor, 'cause they're the ones that...
The last time we had, what?
Both of them pay the penalty.
There you go.
Then you don't have to say, well, they didn't do it, so they should pay it, he said, she said, crap. They-
That means that they're gonna work together, as they're supposed to,
Yeah.
and there's no reason they can't.
Well, we had 10 people in here bidding the job, they all 10 should have known that each one of them were responsible to do it, and that's how it's gonna be. There is no negotiating.
No, but yeah, like stated, the engineering company and the contractor, that way they have the vested interest to do the communication,
Yeah,
and that's what it seems to be, is a breakdown in communication.
Yeah, and they wanna...
They put fingers back and forth.
And that'll eliminate that.
Right, if you wanna do that, then if the engineer's questionable, they call the contractor. Contractor's questionable, they call the engineering company, and they get it taken care of.
If we both lose money, then we...
Yeah, and they'll pay their attention, they, either or of them get in too big of a hurry and/or lack of paying attention. So
Mhm.
this should, you hold people accountable, it does tend to, and if it's money,
Well, it's usually money gets their
they
attention.
get better attention. And it's not asking anything that isn't asked to begin with.
Right.
It's not like some new thing that,
No,
you're
it's not.
supposed to do it.
It's not hard.
No,
No, we
This
just,
is gonna force the engineering company to spend more time
no,
on-site.
no, not necessarily.
Project,
I wouldn't think
you know,
so.
which increases your cost.
No, because then,
Inspection fees.
we've had, this grand, thing that we're gonna send somebody out there and they're gonna watch this project like a hawk, and the worst problem doing that than just the fact that you need to pay attention. And that's why we thought that this contractor engineer deduction, all they need to do is be in communication with one another.
they have 3 connections that they did today. Somebody should be able to let the engineer know that, hey, we did 3 connections, they're here.
All you gotta do is take a
Take a
photograph.
photo.
Send it to them, and then the engineer say, okay, my final as-built plan, here's my information, I plug it in.
Yeah.
That's
Done.
all, as opposed to, well, we're
I mean,
missing
you
3 out of the
would
5.
not let them do your projects.
No, but we're on site daily, if not the entire time there's something critical going on, as the engineer in charge of our bridge projects.
Mhm. And if something critical comes up, they call you, don't they?
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
And that's what you're asking for.
That's what
from your-
Right.
contractors, if they see something, oh crap, here's a tile we didn't expect. Simple phone call, hey, we shot a tile, here's a picture of it, boom, done.
Yep. We'll leave
If
it
it's real
open.
bad, they'll send somebody out there and look at it, and
Yeah.
they'll talk amongst themselves.
The good contractor's gonna say, we're gonna leave it open until you get here.
There you go.
That's what we're after,
Yeah.
And that's,
that's the key, I
The-
think.
the idea
Or
of
the
it-
engineer can say, hey, it looks good on the picture, cover it up. We don't care, just we have a location.
Yep.
as long as it's got the GPS tag.
Yeah.
And then they have it on their plan,
And they got it on their as-built.
done deal. Because the idea of having somebody on site, that doesn't work either.
No.
So they aren't there.
So it's gonna increase your.
It increases the cost. We've had a bigger, way larger project that was a fouled-up deal in a lot of respects, and one of them was lack of marking the tile location.
Yeah, and it was in
And
there.
and it was it, oh, we're gonna have somebody really watch that. That didn't happen either. So there's no sense in spending extra money when we have the technology, and all it takes is a little bit of communication between the contractor and engineering company.
Yeah. Okay.
Who voted on?
Motion to go out of drainage if Kim's done.
Yes, I'll leave you with your invoices later.
Okay. Got it. First, second, all in favor?
All right.
Motion carries, we are out of drainage, back in general session, and we'll wait till Trish gets back in here unless... We'll continue with our committee reports, and I think we're done. Yeah, it's just, we just gotta get it, so we know, they acknowledge that it's gonna cost them money if they don't.
Right, so I wonder if, I mean, if language is gonna be enough, or if they're gonna have to add an additional bid item.
I wouldn't think so.
Incentives slash disincentive.
I don't think so. All right, we're just gonna wrap up our committee reports.
Okay,
Okay, you done, Sandy?
I'm done.
You sure?
Yes, I am.
Okay, Tuesday I was out and looked at some drainage projects. We thought there was an ag well, but it wasn't. It was 36-inch intake, 2 of them. Wednesday, had the mobile food pantry. Bruce gave the report on that. Wednesday night, the animal shelter. And, they asked again about the donation that we have voted on last year that hasn't been paid yet.
Okay. I actually found that now.
Oh, you did find it, good.
Yeah, and do you know how much that is?
Around 8,500, I think.
Okay.
'Cause we said we would match the other cities, the other entities, except Humboldt, we wouldn't match theirs up to 10,000. And I know
The county matched, ending at
it was
10,000.
7,500 to start, and then there was 500 over here. There was 100 over there and 100 up there, so that's 80, probably 8,200.
Okay. Go with that.
Otherwise, everything's going good out there.
They seem to have gotten a lot of, they put the can collection deal up there. They sure are getting, of course, I don't know, did the fireworks they're not doing that? I haven't seen fireworks going around.
Yes, it's down at the Redemption Center, down on south.
Okay, well, I just noticed up there seems to be a lot of people dropping their stuff off up there to the animals, which is...
Are they, speaking of donations, are they still get donations? Or-
Yeah, they do.
They're still getting donations in. In fact, 2 of our dog kennels are clear full of donations. We're looking at building a storage trailer or getting something that we can put donations in.
Well, the city hall has offered a place for donations. That little store for us. City of Humboldt has, in the old fire station.
Oh, okay, that's good.
We got 2 kennels that's clear full of donations.
Wow.
And I think we had, I don't know, 5 or 6 cats, plus a mama and some babies. And 4 dogs, 5 dogs? 5 dogs. And a pup running around the office. That's all I had.
Okay.
I did not have any official extracurricular meetings. There's still some ongoing work on DD 18. It's basically the last branch that Petersons are cleaning. And they're working on that. Should be done fairly soon. And then Brandon Meyer was finishing up a project on DD 5.
Good.
So he will be done with, he is about done with that.
Because then he's gonna move over there, well, by 169, I'll start on that. I visited with him about that. They're getting impatient.
Yeah. He maybe has another, I asked him where he's going next, and, there was one other work order repair, and then I would suspect that.
Yeah, so he told me he had some small things he wanted to wrap up.
Yeah, he did that, yeah, so, but just to look at that, so yeah, he's, those have been ongoing projects, but nearing, on DD 18, they do have a lot of culvert replacement, because they had some other to finish up, and they'll do that as, they can get to it, but no, they're getting the ditch cleaning, that's just a branch, there's all branch and branch and branch.
They've really done a nice job on that one up there.
They did, I think I mentioned this, they've got some, under the road culverts, be it bigger box culverts and some smaller ones on gravel roads that they actually were able to jet out, and, the ditches
Get the
were
silt out.
hit in a lot of crap, and, so, yeah, that really looks nice as far as the drainage part of it, a lot of fixing, but just checked on that, and so they're wrapping those up to move on to the road, the only got wires in front of them, so. That looked good, and that's all I really checked into last week.
With the low levels of water, it sure...
Yeah, it's a lot easier to do the work.
Yeah, each scoop of the bucket, you get all dirt instead of half dirt and water.
Yeah, and they don't have to, it was tough a couple of years ago,
Yeah.
any of these, and then just the repair projects, it's dry, they can just, whatever they're doing, they just go out and do it. And they don't have to wait for it to dry up or work in the mud and the water, and it goes so much quicker for them.
Yeah. I had just a conversation with, Rick Peterson on 6 out here. They're getting started on that, with this 2-mile stretch going north. They gotta do a little work in the trail, and I told him to get ahold of Todd before he started ripping out a bunch of trees and stuff. And, get Todd's approval on that before he done that, and we can do that. That's about all I had. Is there anything else out there for the board?
Motion to adjourn.
First and second, all in favor of adjourning?
Aye.
Motion carries, we are done for the day. 9/20/19.
These audits really come.
They did a nice job with that.